good morning, or good afternoon here. It's a lovely afternoon here. How is everyone today? Hopefully everyone can hear me and everyone can see me as well. So just let me know in the chat box that you can hear me and you can see me. Perfect. Thank you, Zita. Sumin. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Carrie. Awesome. Okay, so everybody can see me and hear me. If you cannot hear me or see me, if you're having any issues, you can just refresh your page. If that doesn't work, you can exit and just re-enter the link, and then you should be good. Hi, Joyce. How are you? How is everyone's day today? Gurdeep, welcome. Good. Hopefully everyone's having a good day. It is a nice sunny afternoon here in Canada, Ontario. We've been having some cold weather, so I'm happy to see the sun out. Hope everyone else is having somewhat of good weather. Perfect. Okay. So there might be some. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Claudia in Maine. Oh, Alexandra. Good, nice and sunny. So I know it's after 1, so I was just having some technical difficulties. Marcy, welcome, Marcy. And Kyla from Australia. Hi, Kyla. I remember you from last time. Welcome. So the event board somehow is not working for me. So you won't see any files on there. That's what I was trying to figure out, and I was delayed. So don't worry, in your thank you email, you're going to receive files on the brow lamination, okay? So hello from Vancouver, and I just saw somebody from Royan, Bahamas. Oh, could be laying on a beach there right now. Utah. Katerina, welcome. Alberta, oh, it's going by so fast. Alberta, Christina from Alberta, Claudia from Seattle, Zita from Alberta, lots from Alberta. Okay, awesome. Ontario, represent Carrie. It's where I'm from Stouffville, Toronto, Niagara Falls, beautiful Newfoundland, Wisconsin, Maryland. Renee, where are you? I'm waiting for Renee from Florida. Collingwood. Fran from Caledon, Ontario, Vancouver, sweet, awesome, everywhere in beautiful places. Well, I appreciate everyone being here today, especially for such a cool trending service on the brows. Getting this service into your salon is going to be the best thing you can do. So with that note, let's get started on the presentation, because we will have as well a welcome, Sandra and Crimson, yes, welcome. We do have a demonstration as well, so we want to be able to get that for you guys to see. If you have any questions, what I would suggest is keep it till the end of the presentation. If it's very important, you really want to ask, it's fine. Just to have the flow of the presentation go, and then we'll have Q&A during the demo, and I can answer questions, okay? So Ashley, if you're having, you can probably hear me because you said you're having issues with no video. Make sure that you click on the little icon that has a video. So you should have an icon for video and an icon for microphone. Click to make sure that that's on. If still it's not working, Ashley, just try to exit and re-enter the webinar. Okay. So for anybody that's new today, if you want to put that in the chat box, if this is your first webinar with me, or your first time venturing to Refecticil brand, you can type that in there for me to know. I see a lot of familiar names, and not faces because I can't see you, but I see a lot of familiar names from supporting my past webinars. So I appreciate it, and thank you for joining in again. So we see first time people, Sarah, Dana, is that correct? Yes, perfect. So if anybody's here first first time with this service, first time for this brand, I will honestly tell you, come to the right place, because we will help you love this service, help you get the service started into the salon, and get your clients' brows to be at a level that they feel happy with. Okay. Awesome. So thank you so much for all the first timers. With Reflectisil from Belv. Okay, so you have experience from Reflectisil, but first time with the webinar. So first webinar. Oh, awesome. We got a lot of first timers. This is awesome. I love to see as well first timers, just to excite you about that, about Reflectisil. So awesome. You're going to have a great day today watching this webinar. So you might have a lot of questions. So for the first timers, for sure, we're going to do our best to answer all your questions. Okay. So first thing I want to introduce, especially for the new people here, maybe the first time that you see me, myself as well. So my name is Chrissy, and I am the lead Reflectisil trainer for North America. So I do all these webinars. I do a lot of trainings. Many of you might have seen me in class trainings or even at trade shows. So I do a lot of trade shows. Pre-pandemic, hopefully we'll get back onto that as well, and you'll see me in classrooms at trade shows. So I have a real passion for Reflectisil. I enjoy the brand Reflectisil. I grow with it. I troubleshoot with it. I could do a lot with it, and I want you as well to have that same comfortability and passion as well, because it also reflects to your clients. For me, it reflects to you as my attendees. To you, it will reflect to your clients. Okay, so with that note, we're going to start the presentation. And the first slide, once again, I always have this slide in here because if you're a first timer to Reflectisil, for some of you that it is the first time, you want to know a little bit of history about the brand, right? You want to see its credibility. You want to understand how long it's been around, because that does play into how strong the brand is, okay? So we know that Reflectisil is a world-leading brand since 1930. So over 75 years, this brand has been around. And they are represented in more than 65 countries. And because of being known as the lash and brow stylist, like they're known for that, and many have made such applications using this brand. They're successful applications using this brand. They're known as the market leader. Okay, so when you see a brand that's been around for so much time, like over 75 years, you know that there is credibility to it. You know that it's doing something right, that's keeping our professionals happy, and also at the end, keeping our clients happy. You know, if they're going to have to make a formulation change, is that formulation going to stay still effective? Are we still going to have results? Sometimes I hear, well, I had to switch from this brand to this brand because they changed their formulation and just everything went downhill after that. It wasn't working the same, or so forth. And Reflectisil, that's their main concern. If they ever do have to change formulation, they'll keep it effective. But as well, the care that they take when it comes to working on hair on your face and working around your eye area. As we know, it's very important. We are using chemicals around the eye area. So Reflectisil is about creating ingredients. They have their own laboratory that they can work out of. So if there's something that we're not happy with, they will get working on it. They will test it because they have their own laboratory to work with. And their main concern is, what treatments can we do to keep the hair healthy on our lashes and brows, and also not affecting our eye area. Okay, so that's a little brief information history about Reflectisil, and also really good educational support with the brand. If there's no educational support, you will not get that passion of the brand, because you might be having trouble with it, and we're somebody that can help you, like we do. We can answer your emails. We can get back to you if we don't have the answer yet. And we have educational material for you guys. We have these webinars. If the brand does not have that educational aspect to back them up, the brand will suffer. So Reflectisil does have great education, and here you're on our webinar today receiving some of that education. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Our next slide here, obviously we're talking about brows. We know that it's a long-term trend, but with no end in sight. We know that back into the 3500 BCE with the Egyptian time all the way till now into the future, there will be emphasis on the brows, lashes as well, especially now with the pandemic, with the mask on, the emphasis of the lashes and brows are even more now. People who didn't think of getting these services before are now seeking these services because they're seeing the importance of it, especially with wearing our masks on long periods of days, especially for working and so forth. So that's all people see, okay? So brows will never go out of trend, neither will lashes, but we're talking about brows today. So with this new trend that's going around of the brow lamination, we're able to provide a service to the brows to emphasize them more and create, as we'll see in the other slide, that full effect. Okay, so we know brows are a huge topic. We see so many brow bars. What I see more and more often now, it's not full on spas and salons being opening. It's little boutiques that cater into just that, brows or even just lashes and brows. So we see that the importance that it was before, because they do frame our face. Our brows do frame our face. They do tend, when they're given some shape to them or color to them, do also enhance the look of our face, lift the face. They can also add warmth to the face. So it's a lot that our brows can do. And obviously our expression comes through there. It's a central focus there. When we meet somebody, that's where we look at first. Okay. So now let's look at the trend. Okay, what's this trend? So everybody wants them, but few of us have them. That is beautifully defined, full yet natural looking eyebrows. But the important is without painful treatments or permanent makeup. So we know that brow lamination is not for everyone. Yes, you get a good artist who does brow lamination, can create these beautiful natural looking brows. But also for some people, it might be a little too expensive for them, or pain wise. I know when I did it, I wasn't really good with the pain. I couldn't tolerate it. But once again, the results came out beautifully. We have a good microbladist. But if it's not for everybody, what else can we do now? What else is there a substitute for permanent makeup or microblading? Well, it's the new brow lamination, and it's going to create more volume, stability, and fullness in your brows. So the service, the new brow lamination by Reflecticel service, breathes new life into eyebrows and coerces the brows hairs into an ideal shape. So you as a professional, you have that capability to maneuver those hairs in the shape that the client desires, working together with the solutions, okay? Quickly, we'll show you the kits. Did I bring the one from my office here? I thought I did. Sorry, I thought I did. I will show it to you guys afterwards when I do the demo. So currently right now, if you're already a user of Reflecticel and you are already doing eyelash lifts or eyelash curls, you can use the same kit. It's a practical double use. So you can use the same kit to do your brows as well, because all you need is the bowl, the brushes, and the solutions. But it is ideal for the service to have its own kit, especially when you do trade shows, especially if it's somebody that's just dealing with brows, a hairstylist, can only deal with brows. So you want to have a kit that's on its own. Excuse me. And if you see the arrow pointing down, it's going to be a more cylinder type of packaging. When you open it up, you will have your two brushes like these for your brows. The other end of this brush, you might have seen it in my other webinars. I love using them. It has a silicone spoolie. That silicone spoolie is much more gentler than your disposable mascara ones, which the bristles can be quite harsh. And for brow lamination, we want something more delicate, right? So these brows, and to shape and to tint the brows afterwards with this brush, are amazing, okay? Then you get your two sets of your solutions of your lash permanent neutralizer. You have your two bowls that are numbered 1 and 2, so you don't intermix. That's why you also get two brushes, so you don't intermix. And then these lovely, lovely eye care pads. And I will be using them today in my demonstration. So these, they come in a pack of 10, a box with 10 of these individual sachets. And if anybody has watched my Elevate Your Lash services, or lash and brow services, I did mention that this is one way to elevate, to add value to your lash service or brow service, and by using an eye care treatment when they're getting their services done. You know, with a lash lift, they could be in the bed for about 45 minutes. They could be having a eye treatment. It's got hyaluron, it's got vitamin E, it's got aloe vera, helps with any puffiness, you know, anti-inflammatory, helps with any fine lines, smooths them out. Why not give them this treatment while they're getting their brows and lashes done? So put it in the fridge before they come in. That cool effect of it feels even better. Okay, so this is going to come into your brow lamination kit, and all you have to do is just start buying the packaging to have multiple of those eye care pads. So it works fast in just 13 minutes, but as you can see in this picture right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse hovering over the solutions right here, but previously our solutions would look like this. So you have your, let's see if I can do this correctly. So you have these ones, the lash perm that says new in a little red box that says step number 1, and then your neutralizer, step number 2, in that little box there it says 5 minutes. So these had the timings on them, correct? 8 and 5 minutes. But now the new tubes are going to look, well, specifically this one's going to look different. The lash perm solution, it's going to have a pink writing on it, and you notice there's no more timings written on the tubes. These new timings are going to be 6 and 4 minutes. So I don't have the new solutions, unfortunately. I'll be using today the 8 and 5, which is perfect for people who are already using the 8 and 5. But you'll now know how to distinguish if you get a kit, if it's a new timings or the older timings. So if it's got the pink writing and has no timings on the tubes, it's the 6 and 4 minutes. If you have these ones that I have with the red little box on them, it's the 8 and 5. Okay. Just be mindful of that, because then if it's a 6 and 4 minutes, you don't want to use it that long, right? The solution has been updated to work faster. So if you're leaving it as the original timing, then you could be over processing. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So now we will go to learning. You see the last bullet here says versatile results for unique styles. What are these unique styles you can achieve on the brows? Well, there's 3 different looks that people are aiming for. The first one is the soap brow. So the soap brow has a more wild look to it, right? All the hairs, as you can see, are going upwards, 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 all the way to the tail end of the brow. They're all sticking upwards. So this is more, you know, the trend for 2021 is like more of like that untouched brow, you know, leave it natural, leave it wild, like that is the trend that's going on right now. The laminated brow look, that was, as soon as we started hearing lamination, brow lamination, this was the look. Just by that word lamination, think of when you laminate an important document, right? It's got that sheen feel, and it keeps the document safe. So the same thing you have with your brows. You see, it's that pressed down look, but there's that shine as well. This look gets achieved better with using that plastic wrap. So you'll see a lot of YouTube tutorials or videos where they use that plastic film to hold those brows into place nice and tight and very like flat onto the brow bone. Okay. Then is the fluffier feathery brow. This is more of my favorite one because, as you can see, it's a mixture of both. You've got in the beginning where your brows are sticking up, and as soon as you reach the arch and to the tip, they fan out, but they flatten down, right, to that laminated look. So you can get both, the best of both worlds, because sometimes the laminated look for some people, it's too extreme. And as well, you know, you go from one extreme, one press down to one fluffy. Well, let's to one soapy. Let's get that in between look, and that's where you get the fluffier feathery. Okay. And each of these movements, each of these styles are done according to how you brush the hair before applying the solution. Okay, and you will see when I show the demonstration. The solution very quickly, and there it is again with the red writing, pink writing, which is 6 and 4 minutes. They've got keratin, so we know keratin is like collagen, which is our protein substance that we have already in our body. So with ingredients, keratin and cysteine, you'll be able to provide a nourishing lift because the keratin, which is a protective protein, and the amino acid cysteines working together, they're going to maintain the structure of the hair, the protein structure, and it's going to work together with the hair development of the hair. It's not going to damage it or revert it to any kind of effect. It's going to work with the development of the hair, but it's also going to be conditioning and protecting the hairs on the brows while you're doing the treatment. So very important that you do make sure that the solutions, because it's got the keratin, it's got the cysteine, because the cysteine is going to hydrate, right? It's going to hydrate, it's going to condition. So it's very important that you know what are in the ingredients in your solutions, okay? And here is where I was talking about the tip that during the application, before you start, you've cleansed your client's brows, their eye areas cleansed too, as long as there's not like any powder or makeup, you can apply these pads, they can get a nice treatment. And then finishing. When you finish your brow lamination, it's very important that you do provide some kind of aftercare to condition it as well, even further, okay? Because we are processing the hair and we want to put back that moisturization to the hairs, right? To the follicles. So you're going to use a styling gel, and many of you might even know about the styling gel. It is the one that you would use after tinting because it's going to hydrate, but it's also going to seal in that treatment. It's going to make it last how it should last, especially for people who are very not good at home care. Like they won't wait 24 hours to wet their brows or use something oil or put makeup. They just want to go right away. This is a product that you should be selling to them. And a lot of people, what they do is they include the aftercare in their service price, so that they have that right away in their hands to take home and use. Okay, so we have a question. Patty, is the keratin in the original Lash Lift Kit products? It used to be before collagen, and they switched it to keratin. So if you still have the 8 and 5 minutes, it's keratin, that one as well. They changed it a while ago. So, but they both are protein substance, so they both do the same thing. Okay. Hopefully that answered your question. So we're going to go now into the profitability. I always think it's important that you have this information to understand, what kind of pricing you can charge for such kind of service. And even though the brow lamination hit in 2020, like really crazy all over social media, in 2021, it is still as much and even more of a trend because of the effect that it can achieve instantly in that bed. The hairdresser your client walks out already with full brows. They don't have to wait. They don't have to come back for a touch-up in a couple of days. It will last up to 4 weeks, full fluffy brows. So it's very good to know what can we charge for it. So brow lamination should take you about 30 minutes to 45. I only said 45, maybe at the beginning. When you're doing this, it might take you longer. Or if you're doing the complete service of brow lamination, tinting, and shaping, right? So all that takes some time, even though the solutions are pretty quick, 6 and 4 with the new ones. So it's only 10-minute solution time. Prep work doesn't take that much long. So essentially, if you're really good at also shaping your brows, you can get it done under 45 minutes, that's a good thing because you can do 3 services under 45 minutes. They're quick, easy add-ons, and people can come in during their lunch break or something like that to get these services done. Okay. So about $70 to $90 you would charge just for brow lamination. I know some people do charge $85, which includes a tint. So you have to check your demographics, your location. If you're in a higher posh area, obviously the pricing would be reflective of that because clients are willing to pay a little bit more for it. So, but I know some regions, people told me, well, I can't charge $80 is too much. They start the base of $75. Okay. Would there be a re-recording sent for this webinar? So Shamaine, the recording gets put up on our website, reflectisoleducation.com. Yeah. Okay. So reflectisoleducation.com. We put the recording there afterwards. Give it about 24 hours and we get it on there. Okay. Okay. So if you're using the lash lifting kit, so we will be having a brow lamination kit. I will bring it to show it. I thought I brought it in here, but get the slide going. I will bring the actual kit to show you. But if you're using the lash lift kit, because we still have the pricing to fix for the kit, it will be less than the lash lift kit. But if you're using right now your lash lift kit and it costs you either $149.95 in Canada or $139.95 in the US, you can achieve it's about 15 brow laminations. I'll change that. They say 9 to 12 because it varies on even the 15, even though they say 15. Be mindful that you're working with different types of brows, okay? You're working with very, very thick ones. You're working with very dehydrated ones that just suck in that solution where you might have to put some more. So we range it from 9. We can even say from 12 to 15 if we want to say, but that's all depends on how much solution you're using as well. You know, you might have at the beginning be using a lot more until you realize that stability and how much a solution you should be using. Okay. So Galen, we don't know exactly. I believe they might be in the range of maybe 129 for Canada. I believe we haven't fully gotten it. We're hoping that by the end of May, beginning of June, our local beauty suppliers will have it and we'll have more information for you. But I know it is less than the lash lift kit because there's not that many components in it. Like the lash lift kit has the silicone pads. That's why it's a little bit more pricey. Okay, and the glue. You don't need any glue for the brow lamination, hence why you didn't see it in the kit. If you want to use the glue, sure you can, but you can achieve great results without it. And you have the plastic wrap as well to hold the brows into place, okay? So for example, so if you're taking your 9 services, you can get 9 services out of the kit and you times it by your base price, which is $70 of a brow lamination, you can be making out of that kit $630 plus revenue just out of one lash lift kit. So the revenue is quite good and you don't really use a lot of supplies. You just have cotton pads and Q-tip and water, okay? You're also using your eye makeup remover and your saline solution, but it's very minimal amounts. Your cost per supply for it could be $1 or under $1, okay? The cost of a brow lamination can range between $150 and $200 as a complete brow service of lamination, tint, and shaping. Okay, so usually you should accommodate a tint after brow lamination because it emphasizes the shape and the fluffy and the fullness even more, and then a shaping. You know, so combo it the wow brow service for your client, right? That brow styling that they get all these 3 services. Okay. So, benefit for the salon. A brow lift is the perfect way to get especially disruptive and stubborn eyebrow hairs into tip-top shape, cover any gaps, and magic up the effect of full, dense eyebrows. Now, when you think of stubborn eyebrow hairs, like disruptive and stubborn eyebrows, you can also think of male clientele. You can use this on male clientele to relax their brows. A lot of male clientele I've dealt with too might have that like kink or that curl in their brow. It makes them look very aggressive, so you can relax them. So you can use this not for both male clientele and apart from your female clientele. Okay, covering any gaps. If they have some minor gaps in their brows, when you extend each of that hair individually and you get the full length of the hair, it's spreading over and it's covering gaps. So that's nice as well. Then add that tint and you have that fullness effect. And then generate valuable extra revenue with this new trend service and use the opportunity to increase your customer loyalty. So you already have been doing lash lifts with them. Well, how about a brow lamination? If you do a lash lift and a brow lamination on your client, they have that instant facelift effect that's non-invasive. Everything is going upwards, which is elevating the face as well. And gives that youthfulness as well. So, and opens up the eye area. So if you combine both lash lift and brow lamination, you work wonders for the client without having to put any makeup on. Okay. Benefits for the customer. Laminating brows has an immediate effect on the density and the shape of the eyebrows. Fuller looking and denser eyebrows the natural way. Okay. By permanently shaping the hairs, gaps can be perfectly filled without painful treatments such as microblading or permanent makeup, and it's especially suitable for bushy, stubborn hair. Okay. Reason to believe Reflecticel is a long-standing brand with decades of expertise. As we mentioned, over 75 years it's been around, and they're the expertise in brow and lash styling services, making it the market leader in the sector. And they did realize that brow lamination trend was very important. It was the talk, the many people want to offer in their salons. So Reflecticel realized that this is a trend that they should be having under the Reflecticel umbrella, this service. So they came up really quickly and really effective to use your lash lift kit to be able to do these services, so you weren't missing out on your clients. And then now they have an individual kit available. Hamudi. Yes, we will have a demonstration as we're done almost the slides, and we will be doing a live brow lamination demonstration as per all my webinars. Okay. The other thing I wanted to insert here, you might have seen these. If you follow us on Instagram, you might see these new items which work together in your brow styling. So you might have a client that you do the brow lamination, you do the tint, but they might have a lot, very sparse eyebrows and lots of gaps. You're welcome, Hamudi. So you can also provide a nice, as people call it, like an HD kind of brow, where you can fill it in after slightly softly with a pencil. So Reflecticel has come up with these 3 pencils. One side has the brush, the other side is a retractable pencil with a light, medium, and dark brown. I use them on my brows. I love them. They remind me of the Benefits brow. So I love using it because I know I'm going to get beautiful, nice strokes of hair-like. So this is really nice as well for you as a professional to have in your brow styling bar, to be able to, maybe if somebody has to go to an event that night and they want it a little bit more touched up, you can add these pencils. But they're also retail. You can sell them to your clients. So maybe that can go home with a take-home aftercare of a brow pencil to maintain in between services. Okay. The brow pencils go about, if I'm correct, 30 to 40 something. They are a little bit up there. It's because the quality of them are really great. When I said I refer to the Benefits, I pay about $40 something for the Precision My Brow one. And the effectiveness of it is so amazing that it's worth that amount to pay for. Okay. They should be available in distributors now because we've had them for a while. We did sell out of them because I guess they were a really hot commodity. So we're getting more in. But you also have your highlighter. Very, very important. Now, even if they don't fill in their brows, like you don't have to fill them in. After you've done a brow lamination, a tint, and you've shaped and the brow looks nice and fresh, add a little bit of that highlighter onto the brow bone, and it gives that lift effect that we talked about as well. It makes the arch look even more defined. So, and it's got a very nice soft silk powder texture. Okay. Smudge and waterproof up to 8 hours. The pencils up to 10 hours. So look into our posts on this. Check with your local distributor, your beauty supplier. They should be rolling these in slowly. Okay. So now we're reaching to our end of our presentation, but we have more educational opportunities. As you know, we like to keep these webinars flowing. So I do have 3 more for May and June, which is the next one is how to effectively boost business by selling aftercare products. As you can see, we have some of these Reflecticel items that you could be selling to your clients. Then we're going to have a lash and brow styling for the summer. Let's get summer ready. So be able to offer it all together to your clients, a lash lift, a lash tint, a brow lift, a brow tint, and get them ready for the summer for those, hopefully when things go normal in some areas. I know in Canada and it's up and down, but you can enjoy this time on the beach, by the pool, and don't worry about any makeup because your brows and your lashes are emphasized. Then the last one will be the key to client consultation. For sure, I'll have more webinars coming out in July and August, but these are the ones up until June. And you can register at reflecticeleducation.com. Now, you also know that some of you who know me already know that I work with a brand called Quran Lab for waxing. And we do have an amazing waxing that you can include into shaping brows when you do your brow lamination and your brow lamination and tint. So check out the highlight on brows or the brows and facial waxing in summer, because they will be using a wax that's called Bravado as well, which is helps you to be precise when you're shaping the brows, the gel wax. So you won't have any dripping, you won't have any oops moments when if any too much hair you took off because it dripped or whichever. It's a beautiful wax with a beautiful honeysuckle pear scent, and it's got shimmer to it. So I would suggest, if you're very into waxing as well and you want to look for a good waxing line that's not going to bruise, lift client skin, it's going to work and accommodate all skin types, check out Caron Lab, and you can register from their Instagram at Caron Lab North America. Okay, we have great ambassadors that do these classes. And then the final thing is our infection control education. You know, we are beauty professionals, and we know what we're dealing with the pandemic. We have to be mindful of the highest standards of infection control. And we have this program at no cost to you, an online education for you to go do to heighten that knowledge, because some of us might not have had the greatest education when it came to infection control. And it's very important as beauty practitioners, okay? So infectioncontroleducation.com, you can do this free training. And I know somebody in here, I know the name, had done it and shared their certificate with us. And yeah, it was the experience. It's a lot of information, but it's very important, okay? Can you send the website again to register, please? Which one, Maria? I can go back up. So this one is for Reflecticil. It is the reflecticeleducation.com, reflecticeleducation.com. And then if it's okay to move, it's the Caron Lab is from Instagram. You can register on their link tree at Caron Lab North America. There's an underscore in there. Okay. I've actually done this and it was very educational, even though I heard it. Yes, Crimson, you were the one I was going to mention. I remembered your name. So I didn't know if I wanted to put you on the spot, but you're the one that I remembered. And we happily shared your certificate on our infection control page. So follow us on is CBUN Infection Control as well on our Instagram, because there's also modules. Once you complete the fundamentals of infection control and the product training, which for the US, the product training eventually will be different for you guys because the product we carry here is not available in the US. But then you have modules that are according to your practice. Are you an esthetician? Are you a hairstylist? Are you a lash technician? Are you a nail technician? And for each module you complete, you do get a certificate as well. And this, remember, it's all free to get your knowledge up there and be able to navigate through this pandemic. And we should have known all this information before. We shouldn't have to wait for a pandemic to remind us how we have to take care of our clients, okay? Paula, I know you. Paula, my students from Vancouver Community College have all taken the infection. Perfect. Yes, we see it. We see it. Thank you, Paula. And it's also thank you to the teachers that relay this education to their students, because right from school, you're ready to take on the industry in the best personal service settings possible. So thank you, Paula. We do appreciate that. Everybody at the VCC at Vancouver Community College. And Sandra, thank you. Caron Lab wax is amazing. I actually switched from a wax, because I'm an esthetician. I switched from from another brand to Caron Lab because I felt the difference. So attend the webinar. Purchase just even one product just for you to feel the difference. And the Caron Lab Brilliance has won the Dermascope Award like twice different year, and as well won for the best wax as well for 2021. So check it out. I highly recommend the brand. Okay, so we got the infection control. So let's go to this page here. That's going to excite everybody and helps me to see all your beautiful posts. We ship to the USA, not Bahamas. So you would have to actually buy from one of our distributors from the US to ship to Bahamas. Yeah. And I believe we do have an online distributor, JMT Beauty, that carries all the complete line. So check that as well, okay? Dawn, if you live in Toronto, there is a couple of distributors that carry the whole line. There's Nails R Us, there's Intercosmetics, there's Euro Essentials. So you can check those out. Oh, I thought it was earlier in the morning. Okay, don't worry. There's more. There's more. I thought it was in the morning, so it didn't overlap. The link? You mean the? Hold on. I can tell you. Are you talking about the distributor? It's JMT. So it's www.jmtbeauty.com. And yes, we have Fernandez as well. Fernandez, that have the complete line. You're welcome. Can you use Crown Lab wax for body too? Yes. Yes, they have the Brazilian film wax, which goes very nice and thinly, but you can do larger portions of the body. They have even strip wax as well. They put titanium dioxide in it as well for people who are sensitive. And because it's a synthetic wax, it's not a natural wax, you're not going to have that inconsistency. The wax will always remain consistent and you won't be lifting skin. It doesn't pull. There's no need for any oils, pre-oils, so that it doesn't lift the skin. It's an amazing wax. I do suggest watch these webinars and get some information from the website as well. Because I think in my future webinar, when I do a brow styling one, I'm going to introduce the Crown Lab Bravado in there as well, because I love it. Especially for somebody who might be scared to wax brows at the beginning, the Bravado will help gain that confidence, because brows can be scary if you're not really confident in shaping brows. Okay. Oh my gosh, there's so much more. Thank you. You're welcome. Kevin, Sweet and USA can take care of you through Freeman. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So we have some help in here as well. Okay, so contests. So we can get onto our model too. So the contest, you want to win the following items to start giving your clients wow brows like a proud browista. You get to win the eyelash lift kit, the Saline Solution, the eye care pad, one set, the styling gel to end it, and your browista tool kit. About almost like about a $200 value or so. So slightly a little bit over 200. So you can complete and start doing these wonderful brow laminations. And also as a bonus, you'll be able to do lashes as well. So 3 easy steps. Follow us on Instagram. So you'll see on the next slide which Instagram accounts. So follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, and leave a review. We do love reviews because that's how we know how you're liking the product, but as well, leave reviews on the webinars. Is there anything that we have to do to change it up? Is there anything I have to do to change it up? We always learn, okay? And to be better. Post on Instagram why you love Reflecticil. And don't forget to tag and use the hashtag brow lamination webinar, okay? Hi, Renee. I didn't hear you at the beginning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I made a shout out to you. So the contest will end on May 24th. And we'll announce it on Instagram. So just make sure to put that hashtag. Otherwise, I won't know that you've entered it. So share us on a story, even just a picture of the kit, and you wrote something, a comment, or posted on the story, or posted it in your post, your actual post. Just make sure that you tag brow lamination webinar, and I can enter you in the contest. Okay, it's a great kit to win. So let me just put it on this slide for you guys to see while I prep. So the 2 accounts are Reflecticil North America and Browista by Reflecticil. Our Facebook is Reflecticil North America. Our educational website where you can register for any future webinars. Also, you can register from the Browista by Reflecticil too in the link tree if you're having any trouble on the website. We also are posting classes that offer certificates, because my webinars do not offer certificates. So these are paid classes that at the end you do get a certificate. They're more in depth. And you can see that on the educational calendar if you wish to have a certificate. And as well, if you need any educational support, education@cbngroup.com, and we'll try our best to reach to get back to you as soon as we can and to answer any questions you have. Okay, so it is it's demonstration time. So we're going to try to get those brows to look like this. A model right here, before and after. Look at that instant lift effect and that full volume. So that we're going to do the demonstration. I'm going to get my model. I'm going to get prepped with my PPE, with my mask, and with my gloves. So I'm going to get all that prepared. I'll leave this slide back with all the information. What you'll notice for about a minute or two is that the screen's going to go, oh, I went blurry. Sorry about that. I moved too quick. The screen is going to go blurry, not blurry. Sorry. The screen's going to go black because I have to switch cameras. And then for a minute or two, you won't see me or hear me. Don't worry. We're still live. And then I'll connect the camera so you can see what on my model. Okay. So for now, just a minute or two. If you have any questions about the service, about the treatment or so forth, you can start asking and I can answer. Let me go get my model. What's your tissue? Oh, there's a tissue on the floor. I think it might be yours. Okay, so the Saline Solution, you guys can still hear me? Yes. Lost you guys there. My microphone wasn't working. Okay, so the Saline Solution is part of your prep work. Okay, so you have to use it after you do the eye makeup remover because you got to degrease everything. You got to make sure that there's nothing left on the canvas of the brows because you want them to be the cleanest possible. Perfect. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Yeah. So the Saline Solution is your second step, and it's so important for both your lash lift and your brow lamination, okay? But I use the Saline Solution even when I tint, okay? I find that the colors come out crisper because I have such a clean canvas. It makes the colors more brighter and so forth. So use it. It lasts. It doesn't expire in, like after opening 12 months. You don't use that much of it. So it's very important. Lisa, you can't see me because I'm getting my model in the bed and I got her to position the camera. So you won't see me anymore. So give me 1 second. We're going to make the screen bigger. So we're going to get rid of the presentation. Okay, and we're going to try to get my model into the bed. You might want to close your eyes a little bit so you're not getting dizzy. And the camera is a little blurry, so let's fix that. There we go. So you guys can see nice and clear the brows. This is my lovely model, Lisa. And we're going to be laminating her brows. So everybody can see perfectly? Perfect. Awesome. Because everybody's typing now, if I missed anybody's question on the top, I didn't answer it, can you please retype it again? Sorry, there's a lot of people attending, so if I miss anybody's question, I'm sorry. I will answer it now. So here, I'm going to show you the brow lamination kit. So as I said, it comes in a nice cylinder. Oh, okay, container. The cap opens. As you open the cap, all your products are in there, okay? So this is the brow lamination kit on its own that you can start purchasing it soon from June. We're hoping by June from your local beauty distributor. No, there's more. I got Renee who can help me to let you know who else there is. Renee, I'll let you do that since you're on. Okay. So let's start with the prep work. I'm going to show you. If you're new to Reflectisol, I'm going to show you that's our eye makeup remover. I would suggest keep it with the system. There's a reason why they make a system, okay? Sometimes if you use something from something else and it's not non-oily, you could have not the best results. So just the nice thing about our eye makeup remover, it's 3-in-1. It's micellar, so it helps with that waterproof makeup that they might have on their lashes or their brows, and it also it works like a magnet to remove that because you usually need oil. Then here it says lash strengthening, but I always say hair strengthening for brows and lashes, because even when I do a bleaching of the brows, because you can do that with Reflectisol, I wipe off after I remove the bleach. I give it a good wash with this because it's going to hydrate and strengthen, give strength and durability back to that hair that you just bleached. And then you've got your non-oily, which is very, very, very important. Okay. So that's our eye makeup remover, 12 months after opening. You can see in the back, there's a little icon, 12 months after opening, 150 ml. Okay. Then we have our saline solution. So I'll show them to you now, and then I'll start doing the prep work. That's the saline solution. Okay. So as you can see here, it says a pre and after solution. So some people can also use this. They like to wipe the brow before they tint it. After they did a brow lamination, you could use this to wipe it. So pre and after solution for brows and lashes. And once again, it's 150 milliliter and it's 6 months after opening. I made a mistake, it's 6 months. But you don't use a lot of it too. Like it will last 6 months. Okay? Should last 6 months. It has for me, and I do trade shows too. Okay, so you're not using too much of it. So let me open up my eye makeup remover. Let's see if Renee, you're good answering those questions. Email me. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to wipe her brows. Now, I'm not quite sure if you can tell in the camera, but I will explain to you. Lisa's brows are very fluffy, meaning that they stick upwards. Her hair sticks upwards. So for her, the plastic wrap is needed. Okay. Otherwise, I won't get the solution be able to penetrate properly into the hairs because her brows are sticking upwards. Okay. So even when I put the tint, I have to almost put a lot of it, dab it on to get a little bit heavy on the hair and hold it down. But a brow lamination is a plus. Like it helps because we can now create the hair to not be sticking up, but to be relaxed. Okay. So I'm just removing because she do have powder on her face, which what happens is if you apply powder too, the fragments of it do get into the brows. So you want to make sure there's nothing on there. So you can do a nice even against the hair gently. Okay. So after I'm done that, then I grab my saline. Same thing. So it's quick. If they don't come in with any makeup, this step, the prep work is nice and quick. Okay. Oh, is it blurry still? The saline is about $10 in Canada. It's not expensive. The image, because the brows seem a little blurry. Let me see something. Does it look blurry for everybody? Because what I can see is that it looks fine. If it looks fine for other people, I don't know what I can do to make it better. I can zoom it out a little bit. We can test that out and see. Oh, my model just got shifted, I think. Yep, just give me 1 second. I have this program that I have to launch open to fix it. Give me 1 second. Just my laptop might be due for a new one. I think I keep on saying that. I keep on forgetting to get a new one. Okay. Do you find that that's too far away now, or is that close enough for you guys? Sorry, let me see the chat box. No water. No, no water. Is it better? Is it okay if I zoomed it out a little bit? Oh, too far? So I have to bring it closer? Oh no. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me see if I can. I think also the more you zoom it, a little bit more it gets distorted a little bit. Is that better? Perfect? Yeah? Okay, perfect. For lashes, for rinse as comfort, lashes, you wouldn't have to rinse it either. The eye makeup remover is really gentle for the eyes, and the Saline Solution, you're not getting into the eyes. So we just clean it with the makeup remover, with the saline, and you don't need to do an eye rinse. The only time you need to do a rinse with water is if they got solution in their eye and it's feeling really burning, okay? Nope, you have to purchase it separately. Good question, Caitlin. So you have to purchase it separately. It would be nice if it wasn't a kit because it's an essential product, but it's not. So you have to purchase it separately. So hopefully now the camera is a little bit better for everybody. I hope so. I'm just doing the Saline Solution and still answering your questions. So throw away more questions and in the chat box, and I'll answer. Okay. Okay, perfect. So I did this Saline Solution. I know she has no more of the powder in her brow either. I just always check my cotton. Perfect. But now what I want to show you is I want to give my client that spa experience. So I'm going to put the eye care pads. Okay, let me see the question. Did you just wipe her eyebrows with the makeup remover? And they said, yes, first is always makeup remover because the makeup remover is going to remove any makeup residue on there, but then the saline is going to degrease everything. It's going to make sure that even no makeup remover is on there, okay? So the eye care pads come into a box like this, okay? And 10 of them fit in here, okay? You can add a fee if you wanted to. So say your brow lamination costs, you're charging it for $75 and you're like, well, I want to add a fee for this. Do I add $3 more to it? Do I add $5 more of it because I'm providing a service? You're providing an eye treatment. So that's all up to you. If you can throw it in for free, throw it in for free. If you want to add a little bit because the value of the service is higher, go ahead, okay? So I'm going to put these on because I want to give her a treatment, and they come like this with a plastic film. Once you remove it from that film, you know, they get really sticky on gloves too. But once you remove it from here, that's the treatments underneath there, okay? So Lisa, I'm going to move your mask a little bit lower. I'm wearing mine. And just open up your eyes. I'm just going to put the eye care pads to give you a treatment. And these pads too, you can use, if you close that uncomfortable, oops, sorry, if you close that uncomfortable. No. These pads too, you can use to hold down the bottom lashes when you're doing a lash lift, so they don't get pulled up to the top. Okay. So now they're just getting a nice eye treatment, okay? Now they can relax as we work their brows. Okay, simple like that. Awesome. Okay, so let me see if there's any questions. Do we do waxing or threading and tint first or after the lamination? Your waxing, any form of hair removal, is done at the end, never before. You can cause more irritation to the skin that way because the pores are open. Excuse me, now when the tint and the lash lift and the brow lamination solutions touch the skin, when the pores are open like that, it's going to can add some inflammation. So do everything afterwards, okay? The hair removal portion. Okay, so before here's our nice little spoolie brushes. Okay, so, oh, sorry, there we go. So we got the flat end, which is gonna come into brow lamination kit and works nicely when I wanna tint brows. And the other end is your spoolie, your silicone spoolie, which is nice and gentle on the, it's nice and gentle on the brows when they've been laminated, because you're going to be brushing quite a few times. Also, you can disinfect this with your if you have a surface cleaner, like in Canada, if you're using RTU, you can disinfect it with RTU. Do not put an HLD5 or CS20 because you will melt the tool. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, classy, professional tool brushes, and they're longer than our other ones. Other ones were even half smaller. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I know Lisa's brows right now, they don't want to go where I want to brush them, but I'm still doing this brush just to separate them a little bit. Okay. Because ideally I'm going to want to put these, I'm going to do the fluffy look where all these are up. And then to the end here, they're pressed down. Okay. But I'm just brushing through them. Now, another thing you should do, take your befores and afters. These are going to help market a lot your service with the brows, okay? So take your before. Okay, so we take the before, and now we're ready to put the solution on. So, okay, disinfect it with alcohol. You can, but the alcohol too tends to disintegrate sometimes, the solution, the product. Also with alcohol, you have to leave it soaking for 10 minutes because that's the contact time. You have to remember the contact time, and alcohol evaporates too. So if you have alcohol, sure, you just gotta have to try and keep it wet for 10 minutes. If not, the RTU is only 3 minutes. But yeah, you can. If you start seeing the silicone though break down, it's because of the alcohol. Did you just wipe do we wax? If the client is getting lash tint, lift, and brow lamination, what would be correct or to do? So that's a good question. If you are available, if you're wanting to watch that webinar for Get Ready for the Summer, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing her lash lift and her brow lamination. And you don't want to do them separately. You want to do them all together so your time is condensed, because otherwise you'd spend 45 minutes on brows, another an hour on lashes, and where's that nice, quick, fast, easy services, right? So you can do the lashes first. So what I would do now, for example, I put these pads on. I would have put them on top of her bottom lashes, okay, to hold them down. I would have put the pads, I would have did my whole prep work, put the pads on, rolled the lashes, put the solution on the lashes and the brows. And as soon as that's on there for 8 minutes or 6 minutes, whatever you have, then I go to the brows and work the brows. And then when the timing is up, you're going to have to learn to get your time correct. So at the beginning, it's going to be a little tough. And then when the time's up for the lashes, you go to the lashes, remove the lash. If the time is up for the brow, don't go yet and put the neutralizer. Go back to the brow, remove the brow, and then go back to the lash. So you're basically working at them together. Okay, so I've had recordings put it up already on our website, how I do both, or you can come and join me on June 7th, I think, to see the full how I do it. Okay, so is Saline Solution included in the kit? No, it's not, unfortunately. You have to buy it separately. Where in Ontario can we buy the brow lamination? Is it available at Fernandez, Natalie Products, or Fernandez is good? I'm sure they will be bringing it on when we get it. Because they carry a Reflecticil, Nails R Us, Your Essentials, Intercosmetics, all those stores will be bringing it in. Just Natalie Products, I'm not quite sure yet if they're on board with the brow lamination, but you do have 4 more other ones that you can get it from. So look at for June, if they should be getting it in June if they place an order. And did you clean with the micellar and the saline? Yes, correct, Claudia. Eye makeup remover first, micellar, and then the saline solution, because it's going to degrease everything. Okay, so we brushed her brows. I'm going to grab my step number 1. Okay, on the tube it says step number 1, and it is a lash perm. Okay, perm lotion. Okay, finish checking. Paula. Oh, maybe she's still writing. Okay. And grab my bowl number 1, and I'm going to squeeze a pea-sized amount. I'm going to show that to you guys. So I know with Lisa, I'm going to need a little bit more than usual. So, you put your pea size, but with Lisa, I'm using a little bit more because her brows are extremely fluffy, and I'm going to have to make a solution fluffy on her brows to kind of be thicker. So I'm going to mix it a little bit. You don't have to, I'm just mixing it just to spread it, just like that. Okay, and I see another question. Ontario distributors should have stock as of June. Yeah. So just keep your eyes open. We were hoping earlier in June would be good, okay? So we're going to start to apply the solution. Now, mindful of the skin, because you see, we can't put protection cream because when we're brushing those lashes upwards, those brows upwards, it's going to touch the protection cream and bring it inside. So we're not using protection cream, which would mean be mindful of the skin. So you'll see that I'm trying to keep it on the brows, but I will do a cleanup. If I feel that I'm going really slow and it's resting on her brows a lot, on her skin a lot, all I do is just have Q-tip. And as I'm working the brow, I'm still, I just clean it on her skin so it's not resting on skin too much. The hair is there to protect it. Okay, simple as that. So I'm going to start doing this little dabbing effect because just to make it go through, because her brows do stick upwards. But as soon as they start getting that solution, they're going to start to relax. But like I said, I'm going to be using the plastic wrap on Lisa. And always, like, when you're trying to work the hair, try and work it as well in the direction that you want it. Even though it's a little bit hard right now because the hair is not relaxed yet, I don't try to work it in like all different directions. I know I want these up. I know I want to start rounding off as I get here. So I'm still trying to respect this shape that my client wants. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another Q-tip. Now I'm going to just clean that area. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to do the other brow. I start my timer after I'm done, but there are people who start a timer already on the one brow. So it's up to you how you feel. After many years of doing this, I have an internal clock as well. I do use a timer. I will put it on, but I do also have an internal clock. So I'm just doing this dabbing effect because of how fluffy her brows are. In general, brows that are not sticking upwards, it'll be easier. Once you start putting a solution on, they start to kind of like fall down. You clean the area. Like I said, I don't like leaving it for prolonged time on the skin. I like to clear it off right away. So the steps so far. Now, if you're using, I'm going to put the plastic wrap and I'm going to explain something. If you're using the 8 and 5 minutes, we usually say 7 to 8 minutes on the brows goes the lash perm and 5 minutes of the neutralizer. If you're using a plastic wrap, you have to condense that time. It is 5 minutes if you're using a plastic wrap. Okay, and I'm trying not to spread, like I'm trying not to go too tight. Like if I was trying to go like too tight like this or start pressing, you're spreading it on the skin. So I try just to, you can be mindful and just see how the solution is going. I just don't want to spread too much onto the skin. So once I place that on there, I can start the timer. And it's 5 minutes because I put the plastic wrap. So at 2.5 minutes, which is half of the 5 minutes, I'm going to go in there and see how the hair looks like, how it's taking, and if I have to add a little bit more solution into the areas that got squished with the cellophane or when I brushed. Okay. Yes, you dye after lamination. Did you say this is called a lash perm solution? Yes. Step number 1 is lash perm, and what it's doing is breaking down the bonds and the keratins of the hair, the sulfides of the hair, to make it more workable, to make it that we can restructure, reshape it, right? And that's what the neutralizer is for. The neutralizer will give the new shape. Do I need a certificate to offer this service in salon for tint, lash lift, and brow lamination? Depending where you are, if you're in the US, your state board might, you do need a certificate, I believe, for insurances. I know in Canada, if you're a professional, if you are but also some provinces in Canada too will request a certificate. But if you are a beauty professional and a esthetician or so forth, yeah, if you're an Ontario you're a esthetician, you can be able to do the training, like after this, be able to offer the service. But obviously, a lot of people want the certificate as well for insurance purposes too, to show your insurance that you are qualified to do this service, right? So that's where you have to seek a distributor, as I meant on the calendar. As I mentioned, we put it on the calendar for a class, a paid class with a certificate at the end. So you have to check your state board, or you have to check your provincial board as well. We're different than the States, because the States are all registered, whether you're an esthetician. Here in Canada, your hairdressers get registered, but estheticians don't. In some provinces, they do. So it's a little different here in Canada. Yes, you shorten the time if you use a plastic wrap. And remember, the reasoning why is the plastic wrap is, especially if you're using the ones from the kitchen, and you're not using a specialized one, the plastic wrap is very occlusive, which means that you're providing a lot of heat, and with heat, the solution will penetrate faster. So you don't want to be over processing. So just 5 minutes. Right now, I have to go in and look at the solution because it's 2.5. It's halfway through the 5 minutes. I want to go check the brows. Even if you were doing it 8 minutes, 4 minutes, you go and check the brows, see that they're taking. I'm going to get back to your questions, everybody. Pause on the questions for a second because I need to go brush her brows, and I'm going to come back to your questions. Let me just lift. I lift it and I brush. So they're taking. See how the hair is? Now she does have some stubborn one in there. I can see it sticking up. But they're taking nicely. So what I would do is I would apply just a little bit, dab on into that area, into those hairs that I saw, because I still have 2.5 minutes to leave it on. She had some hair here that was still sticking up and some hairs here. She does have shorter ones that look like they're new growth, so they're sticking up a lot. Okay, so I'm just gonna dab that on. Q-tip, clean it off the skin. And that's why you shouldn't be leaving your client either. You're gonna have to be here all the time to be mindful of this, okay? Okay, I'm gonna close this side out for the remainder of the time, and you do the same thing on that side. So that's the same thing you would do if you were just leaving it on for 8 minutes as well. At 4 minutes, you would go in, see, because I can see, oh, the hair is taking. See when I brush it now? It's laying flat on her skin in some areas. Here, right here, this brow is stubborn. So I'm going to apply a little bit more. But you see how the hairs are taking now? And laying more flat. They're going to the directions that I want them to go. Okay? So once again, I have a little bit left over. I'm just going to put it so if you're going to start brushing, make sure you're brushing it in the direction that you want it to go. Okay, I'm going to clean it. So be mindful of that cleaning part because then it's less irritation onto their skin. So I didn't pause my time around doing this. I'm going to leave it on for another 2 minutes. Oh. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on for that 2 minutes because the one side was being worked on. I just don't want any solution. Perfect. Okay. So questions down there. I have 2 minutes. Okay. Ooh, there's a lot. Hold on. Okay. Okay, the classes vary. Shaman, the question. The classes vary depending on who does them, but usually it's just the fee of the kit. So, you know, they're not going to be a lot more than, like if you're doing a lash lift and a brow lamination class, obviously it won't be more than $300. So very worth it. These classes are so worth it. They're not overly priced. Usually I support these distributors as well doing these classes, or they have another educator, but you will get great training. Where do I go to register for the certificate? Crimson, you have to check the website though. The next distributor that I haven't posted up there for the US would be CSS that's doing a class, California Skincare, that's doing a brow lamination and lash lift certificate class. I have to post the flyer up there. I'm trying to book a lot more of these classes that to help distributors. We just had one with a distributor in Quebec. We just had one at the beginning of May. So just keep checking the reflectisoleducation.com educational calendar, and we'll always be posting the webinars I do, but also the webinars that are paid to get a certificate. Okay. The recording, Warina, you have to get it from the website when we put it up there. So it's going to go on www.reflectisoleducation.com. All the recordings are on there. Okay, Warina? Paula, do we have access to the recording after this presentation? You got to wait 24 to 48 hours until we put it up on the website. Sparse areas, you still put the solution on there, but you're not focusing too much on that sparse area with a lot of solution, right? Because it's going to be mostly skin. So time's up. It won't irritate. You just be mindful of customers that are more sensitive. That's why I don't like solution resting on just bare skin, right? When there's some hair there, it provides that protection, right? So it's okay. For sparse brows, there's even mine, I have some spacing in some of my brows. I still put it on there. I'm just mindful for the areas of the skin that's more just skin. Hello, Chrissy. Hello, Leslie. From Chicago. I'm still having problems getting the product. Cost per is, oh, okay, Leslie. I believe I remember chatting with you. So Cosmoprof has not gotten the kit yet. Renee, do we have a date when they'll have it in the stores? I'm not quite sure if all the locations will be at the same time they will have it, but let's see what Renee will let us know. Quran Lab, if you go to Quran Lab, the website that Renee had put up, quranlab.com, you can get Quran Lab waxes from there, Bina. So when applying the lash perm solution, does it matter how perfect the hair is placed where you want it, or will it just be when you apply the neutralizer? I still try to be mindful when I'm applying the lash perm that I'm still applying it in the direction I want the hairs to go. But with very stubborn hair, it's hard to do that. So the time's up. I'm going to remove this one because I'm not going to need this one. I need another new one for the neutralizer. So I know you have questions. I'm going to get back to them. So Andrea, was that okay? It answered? No, the neutralizer, it's a 2-step. So I haven't done the neutralizer. How long does the brow lamination last? How do we charge for the service? So the brow lamination lasts about 4 weeks. It doesn't last as long as a lash lift, okay? Because it's more exposed, the brow area, more touched, more oils. Get to it, you rub it in the shower. So the hairs more thicker, they'll fall back, they'll start falling back into place. So about 4 weeks, right? So that's why we suggest that they also buy the styling gel and maybe those pencils that we talked about, because then they could touch it up in between. Okay, but the styling gel will help to hold that hair up. How do you, what was the other question? How do we charge for the service? So as I mentioned before, you can charge $70 to $90 if you're just doing a brow lamination. If you're going to start doing a tinting and a shaping, you can charge between $150 to $290, even close to $200, depending on your demographic or your area. But from $70 to $90, it's usually just for the brow lamination, and some people even do at $90 the tint as well. Okay, can we make it with eyebrow tattoo? As long as there's hairs, If there's hairs there, yes, you can. But what will happen though, the hairs will elongate even more. They'll look longer. And what will happen is that the tattoo marking will be thicker, but the rest of the hairs, you have to try it out. It might not look realistic because remember, the hairs are getting more longer and more thicker, that the tattoo might look like a bold line in between. So you have to try it out. I haven't tried it out on anybody who has tattooed, only tinting I've done. So hopefully I'm answering everybody's questions. If I'm not, ask again, okay? The products are the Reflecticil. Leslie, yeah, I know. It's you're asking for the lash lift, right? Because right now Cosmoprof does have the tints, but not the lash lift kit. It's coming out soon. I know Renee, it's supposed to come out May, right? Into the Cosmoprof stores, correct? Guys, can you please let me know what you wax prior to lamination? And at the end, you wax the end, Bev, not before. The shaping is always done at the end. When you're done your brow lamination and your tint. So my Q-tip is dry. So can you see now each hair? It's so relaxed. They're actually laid flat onto her skin. So hopefully everybody can see that. Very little hair. I do have, there's a lot of questions. I'm missing a lot of them. I do have somebody who I do it with has very, very thin brows because it was the trend back to have those pencil thin brows. And it works amazing. I love doing it on thin brows because it makes a difference. Now, if they have barely their hair, right, you're basically shouldn't be doing a brow lamination because it's meant for the hair. So there's no point of doing a brow lamination if there's barely any hair and the gaps, the spacings are extreme. It's not worth it, okay? I'll get back to the questions. Just give me 1 second. I'm just brushing them out. So I'm trying to do these ones more upwards, okay? And as I'm reaching to the arch, then downwards, okay? Same thing, upwards. So as you can see, say if the tattoo was here in between, it would look very bold, that tattoo part, and then all the hairs would be elongated. Unless after you tint it, it blended it all nicely, then for sure, okay? So now I'm gonna put the neutralizer, step number 2. Let's show you that one. Step number 2, okay? Neutralizer, I don't know if you can see. Oh, yeah, perm neutralizer, sorry. It's really light, the writing, okay? So I'm gonna squeeze in my bowl number 2. Can I use my I guess you're saying Dolly brand? I know Dolly brand. You mean your Dolly brand of your lash lift? I don't know everybody's brand if they're dual like ours. If their solution you say you can use on the brows, for sure, go ahead and use it. If they say only it's used for the lashes, then I wouldn't use it. So just check with Dolly, the Dolly lash lift, and see can we use this on the brows, okay? So patch tests are very, very important, and that's what you learn in all these classes. So they're more extensive, right? As through my webinars, it's kind of hard to be able to, what's the word called? Get through all this information in such a short period. So patch test is very, very, very important because you don't want the client to react in the bed. So you technically have to do a patch test 48 hours before the treatment, okay? So when they come in for a consultation, get them to fill in the consent form, get them to fill in the consent form, do the patch test, put the neutralizer in one section, the lash perm in another section of their arm, and the third section will be the tint with the oxidant. If you've already had a tinting patch test done, that's fine. You don't have to do the 2 solutions. But every 6 months, you should be redoing a patch test. I'm going to get back to the questions. Give me 1 second so I can get back to your, the solutions I removed dry, Alessandra, dry. Dry, dry, dry. Give me 1 second. I know a lot of, not all. I think I probably went a little bit backwards. If your client wants trimming, you can. If you want to give it a more like that square, precise shape, you can trim. Yep. And then you would shape too. You would do your shaping. So now I'm setting those hairs into place. Okay. So now you need to make sure that you're putting the hairs how they should flow. So before you do the neutralizer, you brush them out to separate them. And then now you follow the shape that your client wanted. So here it's more pressed down. It starts to press out from the brow bone. It starts to press down like a laminated look. Up here, it's nice and up, 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 and then you start to fan it. Okay. Because now the hair is setting into its shape. Okay. So this is very, very, very important. Okay. So up, 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 up at the beginning, we're doing that fluffy. And then we're starting to round it off to a laminated. So yeah, your shaping would involve at the end, if you have to trim, you would trim. Okay, so I applied this on there. I'm going to clean the skin. And I'm going to put on my plastic wrap. Okay. Okay, so that's on there. Let's see. Can you make it above the tattoo? The hair will go above the tattoo. I'm just trying to, you have to just make sure that the tattoo part is, I don't know if I answered this question again, Marina, or it's just a repetitive, but you just have to, you can do it if there's hair, but just make sure that you tint afterwards so that the tattoo does not look blunt. Tint, Leslie, you've got that. Need to trim the long eyebrow hairs if you wish. Can clients use a product like Ivy to promote healthy hair growth for lashes and brows? Also, can they still use it for lamination? So it's fine. The hair growth boosters do not affect, but you should wait 24 hours before you use it. And then, because we have a booster as well, Perfectisol has a booster. So just wait 24 hours before you can use it. Any oils, 24 hours. But now we just say anything, water, just don't do anything for 24 hours. Even when you sleep, try not to sleep head down, okay? Anju, RefectisolEducation.com. RefectisolEducation.com is where you can get all the recordings. The different looks, how you would achieve it is how you brush the hair. With hers, what we did was the fluffy feathery, okay? So what we did is that we brushed straight up to do the fluffy, and then straight down to do the laminated. Now she's getting a more fluffy, feathery laminated look. She's getting up, 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 down, but more pressed down because she does have that issue with her brows being too fluffy, too sticking up, right? So in general, I wouldn't put the plastic wrap for a fluffy, if I did it somebody else that has fluff, that wants that fluffy look, I would not put the plastic wrap. With the laminated look, you are bringing it up, separating each hair, but rounding it, the shape of the brow bone, right? So your hair, you're gonna up, up, up to separate, up, up, but you're gonna start rounding it, rounding it, rounding it, rounding it, okay? And then the fluffy look, it would be all of them up, 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 up. From the beginning to the end, you're brushing it all up, okay? So that's the soapy, sorry, that's a soapy look, up, 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 up. So I took the up, up, and the lamination down to do for Lisa. Okay, she has big brows, so the fluffy would not look good. The fluffy would look nice on like thinner brows to give them some life, but you also have to be able to accommodate your client's face and the desired look they want. So if they say, I don't want a fluffy look, a complete soap look, I'm going to give them that half fluffy, feathery look. Okay. So the video, it will be on the platform, on our website, for you to go back and use it as a referral to just remember if you miss anything, to remind yourself. So Lauralee, yes, you'll be on the website, reflectisoleducation.com. So you can get it from there and download it down to watch it, or you can just always go up there and watch it. They never get removed, they stay on there. Yeah. I use it as a neutralizer too, because I not all the time. I hardly ever use a plastic wrap, but for Lisa's brows, I have to. But I hardly even use it for neutralizer. Even if I use it for the lash perm, because I just want it to penetrate better and hold those hairs down, I won't use it for the neutralizer. But once again, it varies on your model's hair type, thick, layered, sticking up, unruly, when you start bringing in the plastic wrap. And Roger BC, Vancouver area. Does anyone know where you can get Reflectisol? They're still doing curbside pickup. In BC, you can try West Coast Beauty. Not West Coast Beauty. Yeah, West Coast Beauty. Purple Beauty, I believe. I can't remember all of them. Because I'm not quite sure if Ports, are you saying that they don't have the whole line? Are you not being able to get it from them, Lori? I'd love to see the video from the start if possible, as I had technical issues in the beginning. If you could email. So once again, Bev, don't worry. You're going to be able to watch it on reflectisoleducation.com. Okay? 5 minutes. So I have to remove it in a minute and a half. So 5 minutes to neutralizer. Okay? Yeah, West Coast. Did I say West Coast? Yeah, West Coast Beauty. I was right. Yep. Yeah, we can get it from West Coast Beauty. West Coast Beauty. 5 minutes neutralizer. Secret Nail might not have everything Reflectisol, so they wouldn't be the best. You can try. Yes, Claudette, Shauna, 5 minutes. Modern Beauty Supply is open. You can go into the store. So it's Modern Beauty Supply. It is one of our other distributors. When can we do the lamination after microblading? Oh, okay, microblading. It can affect the color, yes. So you shouldn't be doing it at all within that year, because they have to come back at 6 months and retouch it. So, and it can affect the color of the microblading. So you would have to wait after that year. No, neutralizer stays the same. So if you're doing the 6 and 4 minutes, then the new solution, you will cut it. You will do 6, did I say 6 and 4? 5 and 3. So if it's 6 and 4 minutes, you will do 5 and 3 with the new solutions. I'm just going to test a little bit. The time's up. Yeah. Yeah, so another 30 seconds and the time's up. So yeah, when you're doing the new solutions, for the older solutions, you don't need to cut the time, only for the plastic wrap for the perm solution. But for the solution, for the new solutions, you do have to do 5 instead of 6 minutes and 3 instead of 4. Okay. What's the difference from other competitor brow laminations? They're pretty similar with the perm solutions. You just always want to make sure that in the ingredients they have something that's actually treating your hair at the same time. You don't want to just be doing a service, a processing service, and not having a treatment at the same time. And so Reflectisol has ingredients that are treating the hair at the same time that it's being processed. So it's kind of hard. I know there is some brands out there, especially when it was the lash lift came out, that they were snapping lashes off because certain ingredients, and you have to follow the timing correctly. Do not do your own specific timings, okay? Always follow what the label says, because then you will have the outcome of maybe damaging the hair. There's a lot of questions. Give me 1 second. I gotta go and remove it. There's a lot of questions, which is really good. So just first doing it with a dry Q-tip. And you can see now that the hairs are not even budging. Can you guys see that? The hair is just staying in place. Okay, and that's with the help of the plastic wrap. But I will now incorporate a little saline solution before I tint. So let me get my saline solution. Let me get a cotton swab. So I can just clean that area nicely. Tinting doesn't affect on the results of lamination. Nope, it enhances it. The only are doing curbside pickup. I want to look at everything. Thanks, everyone. Secret Nail does not have, no, Secret Nail and you didn't. Did you try West Coast? Try with West. Are they doing curbside too, West Coast? What were you looking, testing for when you just rebrushed the neutralizer? Oh, I was just making sure that the hair is staying into place. That's just me. I was just looking at to see. Don't have to worry about that for the neutralizer. I just did that. But for the lash perm, you do need to go inside halfway to just make sure that the hairs are taking. She is the ideal brow lamination candidate. Brows look great, not even before the tint. Yeah, she's got good brows. She's got a good shape to begin with. So that's why I probably wouldn't trim her brows, because because she has a nice shape, they're not overly excessive, right? So I'm just wiping it right now. I'm going to have to brush them afterwards properly into place, but I'm still trying to, even though I'm cleaning it with the saline solution, I'm still trying to respect the way the hair goes, okay? So I'm still trying to respect and just cleaning any of that solution so I can do the tinting. So for her, I'm just going to use the natural brown on her brows, okay? She has warmth in her hair, so I'm going to take my palette. Now, here is where you can use our protection cream, because now we're going to be tinting, okay? So here's where you can take the protection cream. Sorry, it's a little stained, that you can apply around the brow area, but make sure you don't get it on the hair. I tint very clean, so I'll just show you what I mean with this. I know a lot of people just like to slab on the tint. So just outline the skin area, because you know if the lamination touched the skin too, it's probably going to stain the skin unnecessarily, and we don't want it. So all you have to do is just outline around the brow. This massage cream also works like an eye treatment as well, and a massage cream. Okay, so you apply that, and I'm going to mix my tint after. Don't get it in the hair, or else it's going to become a barrier. But like I said, I tint clean, pretty clean. Okay, so we put that on there. I have my palette. Okay, I got my hand palette, so my hands are nice and free. So you put that onto your hand. Okay, and I'm going to take my natural brown, and it's about 2 centimeters, and then 15 drops of my cream. Okay, so are you cleaning right now with Saline Solution? Yes, Claudia. Lisa, I answered, I believe, did I? You can go into West Coast Beauty and they have a great selection. Tyra, thank you, Tyra. What could you use instead of saline solution? You can use water. Just saline solution is better to make sure there's nothing in there, but you can use water. Okay, so I'm mixing my 2 centimeters. The nice things about these palettes, a lot of people, if they can't gauge the 2 centimeters, the nice thing about this palette, there's a line in between here that shows your 2 centimeters. Kind of hard to see, but there's my tint, and I'm gonna mix my 15 drops of cream. You'll cut the time for the crumb solution because of, you do not need also for the, no, neutralizer is not doing anything to break down the hair bonds, right? It's putting into shape, so there's no worrying about that. It's the other part that was breaking down the bonds of the hair. Sorry, I was counting, so I was a little silent. I was doing the drops. Am I up to date with my questions? I hope so. I hope I'm able to answer them all. So let me mix. Get a nice creamy texture. So I'm just mixing it. Now, if we don't want her brows to be too dark, I could also add to this to cool it down a little bit of graphite or a little bit of black. But her bottom of her hairs are pretty light. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix it until another minute. Let me see if I got the questions. What color? Oh, sorry, there's questions. What color are you using? Sorry, I might. No worries. I'm using natural brown. And if you want, you could add, like, her root of her hair is pretty dark, but the bottom of her hair is light. So I'm just using natural brown, and I put just a hint of black, very little, just to cool it down. Okay, got very little amount. But graphite helps that too. How many drops do you use? 15 drops of oxidant cream, if you're using the cream, to 2 centimeters of the dye, okay, of the tint. Maria, the recording will be on perfectisoleducation.com. Thank you, Galen. Paulina, can you bleach the brows that achieve the right color after brow lamination? So you would do brow lamination, then you would bleach, then you would tint. Does that answer your question, Paulina? Yes, I mix the tint with neutralizer. 15 drops of cream. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply it on, and you leave it on the brows for only 3 minutes on the brows. But I'm gonna monitor her brows because I don't want it to be too dark. And because we did a brow lamination, the hairs are gonna accept the tint way faster. Can you tilt your head this way, Lisa? Thank you. Now, if you feel that, oh, I can't do the other brow yet, I want to leave it one brow at a time, you could do that. So we can do this brow first. So I'm just trying to make it even. Tilt again this way. Thank you. So I'm just evening it out. And I'm just gonna do the Q-tip again, just to give it a nice even look. Okay, so I can actually remove this. It's already been about 2 minutes. So I'll leave the other brow for a moment. Liquid 10 drops. 10 drops of liquid to 2 centimeters of the tint, or 15 drops of cream to 2 centimeters of the tint. Lashes, yeah, same amount. Sometimes for brows, Lisa has thick brows. Sometimes for brows, I do less because I have wastage. Did you mix neutralize with the tint? Yes, we did. Can you tint longer than 3 minutes? You could probably add another minute. Yeah, you leave the tint on for 3 minutes on the brows because they already were open, the pores. So they're going to accept the tint really fast, and you don't want to make them too dark for your client. But if you want to leave it another minute extra, usually for lashes, if you want to leave it longer, you can just monitor it. So I'm going to remove it now. Because I already know my model, you know, we don't want it like extremely dark, and I don't want to leave it that extra minute. So my Q-tip is dry. Okay, you see how quick it took the tint? Her brows are pretty dark, but she doesn't want them too dark. So before I just wipe that off, I'm going to go to the other side and do the other brow. Put it on, and then I can clean this brow. Okay. And also because, like, if you have a color that's darker, you got to be careful because it's going to, like, because I added the black as well inside, I want to be careful even during that 3 minutes. Okay, so while that's sitting on there for another 2 minutes, I'm going to go clean the other brow, and just water I use. Now that I'm doing the cleanup, now that I don't have to worry about anything else, I'm just going to clean it with water, which is okay. Yeah, sometimes a tint, if you're working with really like thinner brows, sometimes you don't want to use 2 centimeters because it's a waste. So I cut it down to 1 centimeter. So if you're going to cut it down to 1 centimeter, then you're going to cut down your solution. So instead of 10 drops of cream, it would be, 10 drops of liquid, it would be 5 drops of liquid. Instead of 15 drops of cream, it would be about 8, because you can't really do that. So give it between 7 and 8. So as I'm cleaning, I'm respecting the shape and I'm going upwards. I'm still respecting how the brow shape is, okay? And it's just water. It's not overly drenched, and I'm not rubbing. I'm just going same direction, up and side. Okay, after you're done doing that, you want to brush it out now because it's going to be stuck together from the wetness. So out. And as I'm reaching her brow bone, I'm going to soften a little other area I see there. And then we have to wait till we apply prolonged shower heats in the shower, because if you're in the shower, you have heat, humidity that's going to affect. This is just very little water to remove, so that doesn't affect at all the lashes or the brows. It's in the shower, because also what people do is they rub excessively their face with an exfoliant, with a cleanser, so that's we're saying to avoid that. Okay. Oh, I'm only doing it individually now for the moment, just to show you guys, but I usually do both brows together. Some people like to do it individually because the timing, they focus so much on the one brow. It's just the timing. They want to make it equal. So I'm going to remove the other side. Okay, I'm going to get my water. And once again, as I said, it's not drenched, my pad. Okay. And remember, in the shower, this is cool temperatured water. In a shower, sometimes it's too humid if you're taking those prolonged showers. Okay. So I'm just trying to go upwards as I'm cleaning it and then round. If you were to see her brows with your naked eye, they were like the hairs were not, they were sticking straight up. They were growing like a sprout up. So now to see it with how softer they are now and how they're resting down, it's really nice to see that effect. Okay, so this is here if your client wanted more trimming, slightly, like up to here, like just a little bit those tips, you can, just to match where the brow bone is, you can trim a little bit. And if you had those pencils and you wanted just to touch up a little bit of the here to make because some of her hairs here are shorter than here and they were going somewhere and you wanted to touch it up, you can. So I'm just brushing them into the shape, just separate them because they're a little bit wet. They were a little bit, not drenched, but wet because I want to put the styling gel. Okay. So after you've done that and you've prepped it, then comes the styling gel. So it's this product right here. You have a disposable mascara wand. Okay. And you're going to apply the styling gel. Okay. With the silver cap. That's something that you're going to be using as a professional, but also afterwards as a retail. You do have some questions. Will it take the same as the other brow? Of course, yes, it will. They both took the same amount because I left it the same amount of color. Leslie, I'm not quite sure if that's what your question was. Patty, I thought you were not supposed to. We answered that. If there are some gray hairs, 3 minutes is enough. The brow lamination would have softened that gray hair, so it should be okay. If not, if in general the tints don't cover gray hair, you have to pre-soften them with the bleach. Paula, what would the formula difference be between the lash lifting activity to break down the bonds and the reset with the keratinizer and the brow lamination formula? So in our brand, it's the same thing. I don't know if that's what the question you're trying to ask. With our brand, the lash lift and the brow lamination solutions are the same. Yes, I did remove the tint with water, but I didn't drench it, I didn't soak it, I didn't rub that brow, okay? No waxing in this one. No waxing. We can showcase that when we do the bravado. Yeah, no, she's a little red. The solution does do that. That's why I say try not to leave it on for a prolonged time. Other people, what they would do is they would leave it on there, sitting on there throughout the whole treatment, and it would be so inflamed. It's not meant for skin. Remember, when we're doing lash lift, it's on the lash, on the silicone pad the lash that's resting on the silicone pad, not skin. Okay, but it goes away. I keep doing her brow lamination. She always comes back to me every 4 weeks. So her skin will calm down in maybe 5-10 minutes after she goes, it's gone. Yeah. After wax, yes, exactly, Caitlin. After the wax. So your styling gel is the last step you would do. So I'm putting it on a disposable mascara wand because I don't want to double dip and I don't want to contaminate it. So and as I'm doing her hair, you can see that they're so maneuverable now, right? They're moving in the shape I want them. See, even though I wouldn't want to trim her like or her brows, I would clean up here wax like a little bit because she has like a little bit here. I would clean that and make it nice and crisp the tip. So there we go. Let me just do here. Okay, so the styling gel now is going to seal in this treatment, okay? Another thing I would probably do is just clean a little bit with water in her skin there. There is a little bit, because I would have to do a wax in between here just to even it out. Okay, but that's it. That is your brow lamination. So now that we're done with Lisa, we would remove her. And if you've watched, if you watched my webinar on Elevate Your Lash Services, so after I remove this, nice and hydrated skin, I would take my protection cream, and you can watch that webinar on the website. I'll take my protection cream and I would massage all this around this area, the temples, the forehead, the nose bridge. Like I would do my massage, right? On down here. So I would focus about a minute or two on that. And there you've done something more than just a brow or service, right? You've enhanced it and added some more to it. So let me just see if there's any more questions I missed. How did you mix the tint with the neutralizer? I just took 2 centimeters of the tint to 15 drops of my cream. If you have liquid oxidant, it is 10 drops. So we said water doesn't great affect the treatment. It's those prolonged hot showers. So if she was to go home right now, sit in the shower with heat, the humidity can affect lashes and brows. So if you're gonna go in the shower, just do a quick shower and that's it. Don't sit in there rubbing your brows. So water is not affecting it. It's that humidity. Okay. So we just say 24 hours for everything. If you can avoid oil, if you can avoid makeup, if you can avoid because we're gonna wear something in your brows that's waterproof, you're gonna have to use something oil to remove it. So if you're gonna go that night and remove it with oil, the hair is still within that 24 hours trying to close up, right? So beautiful, beautiful, thank you. So that's the look, but I market this a lot too. We know it's gonna work on thick brows, we know, but How about those thin brows? Like they're so jealous of thick brows. Oh man, I have fun doing them on thin brows because my brows are thin too. And when I laminate them, I'm like, wow, there's still life in my brows. Market it now. You can market it to everybody, even male clientele. Okay. Any more questions I can help with? As we were only an hour and a half, so we did go over time. So if there's anything, don't worry. The recording is going to go on the website for you to watch it. Okay. There's no more questions. I know someone's trying to type something. This is the end of the webinar. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here. But if you have any questions, education@cbngroup.com. And you can reach me there and I can help you guys. Okay. So I think fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Rashmi, Lucy, Andrea, Paula. Thank you. Thank you. The styling gel, I'll show you that quickly. Sorry, I put it away. Here you go. Okay, styling gel. It's got a silver cap. We have a gold cap one that's for castor oil. That's oil that's for night treatment. Oh, thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate that. Today was amazing because there's a lot of questions, so I hope I didn't miss any. And it's not on purpose if I miss, so I always want to answer the questions because when you leave a webinar, you don't want to leave more confused. So hopefully nobody's leaving more confused. So thank you so much for the feedback. You want to see her sitting up? I can quickly do that. Give me 1 second. Thank you, everybody who messaged at the end. Thank you so much, Joyce. I'm going to be really quick, Patty. In Toronto, no, you can offer it if you're an esthetician. If you're a professional, if you have a certificate as a professional, you should be able to offer these. If you don't, it's just, if you're already a professional, yes, you can. If you're not a professional at all, I would seek a certificate class. Thank you, everybody. This was great. Thank you so much, Jasleen. The care bulb 24 hours. You have to wait. Yes, because it's heavily oiled. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I can't name you all, but thank you so much. The styling gel was to protect the lashes, to protect the brows. Sorry, the brows, to seal in the treatment, seal in the tint, and protect and hydrate. And it's good for them to take it home too, to use it in between services as well. Yes, she'll be happy. Thanks, Renee. Thank you. Oh my God, there's so many great winners. Thank you. Side by side, actually, that's actually pretty good. Let me take an after picture. Quickly. We could make her also stand up to the camera. Let me take an after picture as well. Not quite sure why my thing looks darker. So I could put that side by side. Oh, it's because my phone is dying. Sorry. Okay, so I can put that side by side. Let me see if anybody's so much. Thank you, Sarah. Yes, Jennifer, you're gonna have fun offering it. It's so easy to do. Just follow the rules. It's so easy to do, and your clients will be happy. Yeah, the styling gel every day, every morning, you're gonna cleanse brows. So Lisa, while you get up and try, I'm gonna put this straighter. They want to see you in the camera, and I'm gonna put this side by side for whoever's waiting who wants to see this side by side. Now they're seeing coat rack. Sorry about that. You can have a nice virtual, what's it called again? Tour of my room. Oh, there's the door. There's Lisa. Huh? Do I put the light on? Let me just brush that side because that side got touched. 1 second. Okay, so I don't know if that her length is, oh, it got blurry again. Okay, let me put this picture side by side while you guys are looking at Lisa's brows. Let me grab the before and after. Let's see how fast I can do this. I'm only on 3% on my phone, so let's see if I can get this to you guys before my phone dies. My poor phone. I just gotta quickly. Okay, let's see if you can see it like this. Oh wait, I have to switch the cameras. Oh no, maybe I can do it like this. Oh. Oh, this is kind of hard. I'm going to turn the light off. Oh, why is it showing that ring light? That's so weird. Give me 1 second. Technology. Can you guys tell a difference? I do have to do a little bit of cleaning on her other brow there. There's still some tint. My hand's shaking. I'm so sorry. Oh, Lisa, why am I doing this wrong? Do you want to do it for me? Sorry, my hand's shaking. So bring it towards this side. This side? Yeah, there we go. There we go. So I just have to do a little bit of cleaning on this brow because I can see it in the before and after. But yeah, her brows are much more thicker and much more relaxed. It's hard because in person, sorry, I have a crack on my phone. Okay, thank you, Lisa. It's hard because if you see her in person, you can see what her brows actually look like before. They were very fluffed upwards. The hair was shooting up, right? So no worries. You're welcome. So yeah, it'll be on the website. You'll be able to watch it. Yeah, they look way thicker. So only imagine with the I don't know why I've seen the camera something. I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry. When you spot something on the camera. Yeah, much thicker. So think of what you can do to people's whose brows are very thin. Yeah, way thicker. So hopefully, like I said, it's an easy service. You guys are gonna slay these brow stylings amazingly. Pair it with a tint, pair it with a shape. Because the time is over, I'm gonna go do a little cleaning on her side of her brows just to give her a nice crisp finish on the end. But pair it as a complete full service. Okay. So if I turn off this camera and put you back on me, it's going to take a minute. I don't know if you guys want to see me say goodbye, but give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. I'm back. So that's easy service. You guys are going to be able to do this amazingly. So that's the webinar for today. Thank you for all your support. And I hope that I'll get to see you guys some familiar names on the next one like I do all the time. So I appreciate everybody's support. Keep well, keep safe. And let's slay some brows and lashes too if you're already doing lash lift. Okay. Thank you. You, Louise, Andre. With tint remover. Yes, I'm going to remove it with tint remover. Somebody asked a question. Yes, I'm going to do a tint remover. Sometimes water is not just enough. So thank you. I'm going to sign off now, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day, evening, whatever time it is now. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Thanks, Shannon.